And I'm Jamie.
And this is Horrorscope, a podcast for people who love horror movies.
And people who want to love them. So I guess it's good news and bad news today, because the bad news is we're watching Saw around dinner time, Eric.
That's great news.
But the better news,
as I've said off the pod, it works up an appetite.
Gross. The good news is that we have our first guest on the podcast. Friend of the pod, Erin. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background with horror?
Okay, so similar to you, I was always very scared very easily. When I was like in elementary school and stuff like that, I would read all the scary storybooks, like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
A movie which I did not see because it looked too scary.
Oh, wait. Have you seen that movie, Eric?
Which one?
The Scary Tales to Tell in the Dark or whatever?
The one that just came out?
Wait, was it scary or like...
It's like PG-13. It's kind of goosebumpsy.
Was it like...
It was a very forgettable movie.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's what it seems like.
I just didn't like the illustrations from those books always scared the shit out of me. So I did not want to see the movie at all, especially when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, no, they look exactly like they did in the books.
No, thank you.
So I would read those kinds of books. I read all the Goosebumps books, all of that, but scary movies always absolutely terrified me. And I think I got even more afraid of them when I started going to haunted houses in middle school with friends. Can't do that. Absolutely not.
Okay, so you have been to one though, like a live one.
Yeah, I've been
to
the
scary ones, like the clown 13th floor ones, like here in the valley.
Nothing as intense as 13th floor. I feel like Arizona was in the name of the one I went to. It's like a dirt lot, and you can pay $35 or something to give you access to all 4 haunted houses because they have a couple different themed ones, set up a little.
Eric looks like he knows what it is.
It might be Arizona Scare Farm.
Yeah, I think that might be what it was.
Yeah.
Ew.
So I went there a couple Halloweens with friends in middle school, and it just scared me even more. But I decided I wanted to take control of my fear of scary things.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try and acclimate myself, I guess. So I started off watching horror movies like Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe, which
God, I want to watch that.
I was scared of when I saw it.
Eric, have you seen it? No. Okay. Again,
I think my main thing is I just get really scared by jump scares. I do not like jump scares. And because anytime I would go to the movie theater and see some sort of preview for a horror movie, they go for all the jump scares in the trailer, and I don't like that. So
I didn't ask to watch that.
Right?
I'm like a grown-ass adult covering my eyes in movie theaters. I mean, I probably wouldn't now, but that's because I'm big and brave and strong.
Big spooky chicken.
But back in the day, I was not having it.
So yeah, I was just always scared of that, and I wanted to become not scared. So probably starting junior or senior year of high school, I really tried to force myself to watch scary things. And
you and Eric are on the same track.
Exactly.
Almost the exact same movie watching track.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Erin.
What? Never been seen in the same room together, except you have. Never been on the same podcast, except now you are.
Throwing my voice right now.
Yeah, I have my eyes closed. I'm just pretending. Erin, for you, I covered my eyes here in the room.
Oh, thank you.
We do a lot of dumb shit when I realize the physical comedy is not quite.
Oh yeah, visual bits. It's hard to translate. Yeah.
And that's how I am.
A visual bit.
You guys really did what I got to offer.
There's a blanket ban on bits and pranks and pranks because Eric kept trying to be like, "Oh my God, did you hear that noise?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Oh my God.
Yeah. I can't wait until the freaking pandemic is over and then we can record in the same room when we have you back on to watch Saw 86.
Oh, yes, please.
Saw 2 Electric Boogaloo.
So you
Two
said
saw,
that
two leg. No, two saw, 2 foot.
they want us to saw off both our feet.
I can't. Erin, I watched a trailer for Saw because I was like, okay, Saw. Because for me, Saw is like when I was little, I was like, the scariest movie is Saw. Because I saw it, and
oh, you seen it?
Oh no, I saw it in Blockbuster, and I was like, ooh, a leg. You know, I was like, because that's like when it had just come out. So to me, like a scare Saw is like a horror movie, you know, like the ultimate thing. Yeah. And you, Erin, called dibs on Saw.
I did.
Which I don't understand, but I'll ask you about in a second. But I watched a trailer for Saw because I was like, okay, we've watched a few movies. Let me see how it goes. And it was like so melodramatic, and it had the voiceover, and it like really cracked me up.
You have to have the voiceover.
Yeah, I guess that's law if it came out in the early 2000s. Yeah. But what is it about Saw that you were like, I must watch?
So I think I definitely wasn't aware of the Saw movies being a thing back when they were doing their thing up until 2010. But I think it was probably like junior, senior of high school when I started my horror journey. And prior to Saw, the horror I was watching was like Cloverfield. You know what I mean? Okay. So definitely not horror in that sense.
Yeah.
But I think it must have been on Chiller or one of those TV channels, and they were doing like a Saw marathon. And I decided that I was going to watch them all.
All of them?
Yeah, so literally in 48 hours.
Now I have to step in real quick. Did they call it a Saw marathon, or did they call it a Saw-thon?
I wish they had called it a Saw-thon or like a Marasaw maybe, but they didn't.
Missed opportunity.
This is why Chiller isn't around anymore. That's why we have Shudder now.
But yeah, I decided that I was going to watch them all within a 48-hour time span. But actually, I think, I think it helped because it was definitely during the day when I started watching them.
Nice. Okay. You got to acclimatize.
Starting it with breakfast. You're having a big plate of pancakes, some eggs, some bacon.
Good. A nice light brunch.
So yeah, I started murder. And that was always my tactic. And even now, anytime there's a scary movie I want to watch that I know is definitely going to be more actually scary than campy scary, I don't watch it at night. And I usually don't watch it when I'm like the only one in my apartment.
Smart.
But it was daytime. I was in my house with my parents and my brother. I was like, I can totally do this. It's fine. And the fact that I was watching them all back to back meant that I got desensitized to it pretty fast.
That's so wild of you to do that. That's your tactic? Yeah. That's wild. I watch one horror movie a week, and it's like too much almost sometimes.
No, all dude, the other day I watched 3 horror movies all in one night. Like, wow. I can definitely marathon it. So it helped that I was desensitizing myself. And also, the thing I appreciate about movies like Saw is like sometimes it actually is scary, but a lot of the time the gore and the violence is so over the top, I'm not thinking of it as a realistic thing.
Nice. Yeah. That's how I felt too in some of this as well. Like in when I saw Midsommar in theaters, I didn't watch you've seen Midsommar? Yes, we've talked about it. Okay, good. I was just like, wait, I didn't watch the heads getting smashed open, but then when I did watch it, I was like, that's not a real person.
Exactly.
I couldn't wrap my mind around that being actual.
Yeah. Like, and if you're expecting it happening, it doesn't affect you as much. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Because when I saw Midsommar in theaters, I was not expecting that at all, and it definitely freaked me.
Horrible. I cheated because I like knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So you watched the Saw-thon, as we now call it. How were you after that? How did you react to watching all those movies back to back?
There were some parts that definitely were like more extreme in terms of gore, and I also think that as the Saw franchise went on, it tried to do a lot more shock value type of gore. So besides a few things like that, it didn't affect me that much. Like I said, when it's very over the top gore, it makes it easier for me to sort of distance myself from it. So anytime I was being affected, it was more from like a jump scare, which another thing I like is that Saw barely has any jump scares at all. And it doesn't have any real clowns because Billy the Puzzle isn't an actual clown. I don't like clowns, man. That's why I won't watch it.
I respect that. Okay, that's what I was going to ask too. So do you have any like big horror squick outs, like things that you were like, fuck, no, absolutely not. It's clowns?
I can't do clowns. There's a couple really good clown movies I want to see, and I can't see them because I know they're going to scare me.
Hey, what the fuck are those movies?
List them right now.
What are the good clown movies, Erin?
Like Terrifier.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, and so like one day I might force myself to watch them, but it just, can't do clowns.
I respect that.
I don't like bugs. If it's on screen, I'm more okay with it, but like, I'm never going to watch Arachnophobia. You could not pay me enough to watch that, even if the effects are bad, You
should see how alarmed my face is. That's a movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
It's not John Goodman.
What is the plot? Have you seen it?
Bugs.
Oh, Jesus.
Big ass.
That's a no. Nope. That's a no for me. That's going to be a no. Okay, what else, Erin? Anything?
I also don't like anything involving eyeballs or fingernails, but if it's in a movie and like the main plot isn't let's hurt someone's eyes, I'm usually okay with it.
So we can't have you back on the pod for the movie Let's Hurt Someone's Eyes.
Please, I'll be looking forward to that.
Looking.
Stupid. I love how all of these are like, so if I'm not being tortured, it's okay, but I don't
Honestly,
like it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Saw franchise.
Yeah. So this is us dipping our toe into both gore, and also like torture.
Yeah.
That hasn't really come up yet.
I want to ask one more question. So you watched the Saw franchise. How were you after watching that? You were like, all right, I'm a horror fan now. I can take anything.
I think so, because the thing I really enjoy about Saw is that it has a whole deeper plot. Like, I feel like there are a lot of slasher movies, a lot of gore movies where the whole point is just, let's show you as much horrifying shit as possible. But I want things to have a deeper meaning, And the way that the Saw movies, at least like the first few, once you get to the 6th and 7th, it's like, who knows? But they try to build this all inner working plot, and I like all the traps. I like the connections that they make. It's very much, I was talking to Abby about this last night, my roommate, and we were talking about how the Saw movies are basically just the original escape room.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, there was an escape room horror movie. Did you see that?
I heard about it, but it looked really bad, so I did not see it.
Did you see it?
No.
I heard it was not horrible.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of good.
Wow. What a rave review.
What about, that's all you can, maybe we'll watch it.
Good for them.
I think I've seen the poster. It says barely watchable.
You're like, watch it. Yes. Watched it with my eyeballs. I think I don't know anything about these movies, but that sounds exactly right.
Yeah. And the last thing I really enjoy, and I made sure to like research this just to make sure that I wasn't blocking it out or forgetting it, but in the Saw franchise, there is absolutely zero sexual violence.
Yeah.
Let's go! Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And in a lot of violence.
Yeah, they have so much other violence they gotta fit in there. They're like, we do not have time for that.
Exactly. They're like, okay, we'll take a pass on that. But I feel like so many gore movies and so many slasher movies, horror movies, shock value movies use sexual violence to be like the gotcha. And I really appreciate that Saw doesn't do that.
Oh my god, thank you, Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
Exactly.
Thanks for that one
really
thing
rare.
you didn't do. That's rad. That's actually really nice to know.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous to watch this one.
It is
It doesn't feel like we're watching it yet. As soon as it turns on, I'm going to be like, no! But
so you said you've seen this twice?
I think I've seen the first one twice, and I've seen the rest of them except the 7th one 3 times, maybe.
You really just went through that marathon and became like
anytime I rewatch them, I usually end up marathoning them.
It was like Captain America when they put him in the little like man fryer thing. Except they poured a bunch of like needles on you or whatever, and you came out and you're like, I'm so strong.
I do like this, how Jamie's trying to like reference Saw, and it's just like a bunch of needles.
I don't know.
He's not wrong about that.
Do you guys want to know what I know about Saw?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here's what I know. Recently, within the last year, I read the plot on Wikipedia, so like the full plot.
Okay.
But I don't remember it. I remember there's a plot twist later, and that's it. I don't remember what it is. But it's like there's a big gotcha towards the end. I know Jigsaw is the little man. I don't know what his voice sounds like, and I'm really excited. I'm sure it's just a voice scrambler, but I don't know. Eric's making a face I can't comprehend. Oh, you're trying to make the face. Fuck off with the face! So I know he is a tiny little man on a tiny tricycle, and he thinks he's like if the Death Note guy just had an escape room and not a Death Note.
That's
so
incredible.
He thinks he's doing like moral things. And then I know there's a hay and a needle stack. Is that in this movie?
No, that's the second one.
Excellent.
Oh,
I know about that.
Okay, Erin, do you know what, like, with like every movie, what the torture traps are?
Some of them I get confused a little bit. Like the third, fourth, and fifth movies, all the traps blur a little bit for me. But I think I could place a lot of them.
All right, so next time we have a Saw trivia night, we're inviting you.
Yes!
I would body that challenge, I
think. Erin comes in on a tiny tricycle.
I would do that.
Is there like music for him? Does he have like bam, 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 bam? Does he have like music?
Now he does. I'm ripping that audio and I'm putting it over his tricycle.
We're gonna rewrite the canon just for that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's all I know about the movie, but I have the wiki pulled up. Should I read it? I want to know about I want you to tell us all about it, but we should get the facts out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Saw is a 2014 American horror film directed by James Wan and his feature directorial debut, and written by Lee Wannell from a story by Wan and Wannell. Wannell?
No. Lee Wannell.
Waddle? Oh no. And written by Lee Wannell from a story. Shut up. Okay, one more time. Third time's the charm. By Lee Wannell from a story by Wan and Wannell. It stars Wannell, Carrie why am I the one who reads the names? Carrie Ellis? Okay, Carrie Ellis, Danny Glover, Monica Potter, Michael Emerson, Ken Leung, and Tobin Bell. It is the first installment in the Saw film series. In it, Wannell and Ellis portray two men who awake to find themselves chained in a large, dilapidated bathroom, with one being ordered to kill the other or his family will die. Sick. Great. That's all.
All right.
That's all I got.
So, you love this movie, Erin.
Mm-hmm.
How do you love just like this series, or do you like most like torture porn movies?
I haven't seen a lot of torture porn movies. I don't think I'm ever going to watch the Hostel movies.
Yeah. And
I don't know if you would count the Human Centipede movies as torture porn, but I won't watch those either at all. Mm-hmm. I prefer, I enjoy trap movies. I enjoy horror game movies. It doesn't have to be super gory and torture porny for me to like it, but I don't like it when there's no plot and the point is just for the gore. I want there to be a reason for the gore and an intelligent plot line.
Oh my god.
Which I think it has.
Ideal podcast guest. Perfect.
Damn it.
There's your summary.
The gore.
What you got?
All right, so I'll go through it all. I got excited when I wanted to like research this. I don't know why, because like we haven't done torture porn and any of that stuff yet.
Yeah. The
least knowledgeable I am on a genre. Because I don't watch any of those movies. Because I'm in the same boat. I'm like, great, you just made me feel grossed out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eli Roth.
Oh no.
So pretty much this is my timeline of horror movies.
Okay.
You have 80s. That's when like slashers blew up and there's just like so much horror. And then it got so like bloated that just like killed the franchises. And then the 90s came along and then they got self-referential with like Scream. And then they just all try to get meta.
Yeah.
That failed. And so then the 2000s came along and they're like, you know what we gotta do? We gotta get extreme.
No. Get gross.
And so there is a term, splatter film.
Ew.
No.
I
can't tell if I'm hearing Jamie say that twice or if Erin also said ew.
I did not say ew.
What did you say? You were like, yes, love that.
I chuckled.
But yeah, splatter films were around for a while. But then in the early 2000s, from like 2003 to 2009, that's when torture porn came around.
Gross.
It was like a response to 9/11, Iraq War, and like all the torture we were doing in Guantanamo Bay. There's a few articles that I'll link in the show notes that kind of talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was curious because I always heard that, like, oh, this is obviously a result of all that stuff, but I never really put the connections together.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested
after that's crazy.
Watching this, like with like all of our opinions and seeing how they might tie to it.
I feel like that makes sense. Is it in those articles, does it talk about people just want to like put a face to suffering? It's like a nameless enemy or whatever, like terror in air quotes. So like you want to watch an actual human die. Is that it?
So it's like, it's when you see these things that are being like normalized and like kind of gray area and you don't know how to feel about it, people just want like a place to scream. So people want to just see something that they're like, that's horrifying or whatever, and I can scream and react to that and like digest that, which is what we've talked about on the pod.
Yeah.
I do want to say on the top of the episode that we do have an episode on violence in media, and I think a lot of what we were going to talk about today ties into that a lot.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we already like talked about that before we tried to watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, why would anybody watch this? Why would anybody make this? Hopefully, like with some of that information.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Erin who listened to that episode for us before we released it because I was really nervous about it. So Erin,
it was very enjoyable.
Oh my god. You, yeah, you homie. Thank you for doing that. Because I was like, does this suck? Is this oversharing? Is anyone gonna want to hear this? But I am really glad that we were able to like talk through that before we dipped in. Gross.
So yeah, there is a lot of between critics and fans, everyone, and the filmmakers, like the people making it are defending it. Stephen King came out to bat saying that it was good.
Horoscope,
he loves Hostel too.
Ew.
Really?
How do you feel about Stephen King, Erin?
I don't like him.
Welcome to the pod!
We spent the whole episode just dunking on him because we also do not like him.
Oh, good. Yeah, I don't.
Not a pro King pod.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
If you don't like clowns and you don't like Stephen King, listen to the episode.
But no, maybe not. I don't know if you should.
And if you do like both those things, listen to it.
Fight us. Fight us.
George A. Romero, the zombie dude, besmirched it. Said it was all. There's no context to it. There's no like deeper meaning.
Okay.
And torture. So Saw 1 is different from like the rest of the torture porn franchise.
For sure.
Is it? Yeah. Is torture porn like a colloquial name, or is that like?
So it was coined in 2006 by David Edelstein, and it's called Now Playing in Your Local Multiplex Torture Porn.
That's the name of the article?
New York Mag.
Fuck yeah! Okay, all right. Wow, Eric with the receipts immediately.
Yeah. And so this is after, because he was talking about Saw, and even then, like they were like, oh, Saw wasn't that gory, and it had like a deeper meaning. But then Hostel is usually the main one people poke at.
Yeah.
Because that's dealing directly with the fear of like foreign people.
Yeah. And
just being gore and bad. But then there's also like Devil's Rejects by Rob Zombie. It's another one. And then all the remakes that just came out. Like they made a Texas Chainsaw Massacre one.
What about Funny Games? Where does that fall on here?
It kind of falls into it.
Because it's before though. That came out in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That came out in like the early 90s.
I don't think that's really torture porn.
Okay. It's like it doesn't fall in like the splattery category, but it is like it's like a home invasion movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Saw came out, and that led to so many sequels, and then so many of these other films. It really opened up the gate. I like literally looked up like horror movies from like 2004.
Oh no.
And then looked them up from like 2005 and on. And you just all of a sudden see all the horror movie posters becoming very simplistic and very gross.
It's like one toenail.
Saw set it all up, man.
Oh no. That's what I was like trying to sneak and watch the horror movie, like not even watch horror movies, but look at the covers in Blockbuster. It was like one toenail or like one gross finger.
A lot of greens.
Yeah, a lot of greens. Yeah, this is a really like saturated movie, right? It's like, and by saturated I mean like green movie.
Yeah, well, it's funny because it's like a lot of the things they do in this movie, it's because they had a low budget.
Yeah.
And then all these big budget movies came along and they're like, oh yeah, we'll do that too.
Oh, they're like, that was good. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so the actual movie.
Okay.
It is directed by James Wan.
Yes, our boy.
And written by Leigh Whannell, who's also stars in it. And eventually went off to make Upgrade and The Invisible Man.
Oh, shit.
He directed those.
Wasn't Upgrade really good?
It's really fucking good.
Yeah, people really like
The Invisible Man was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Have you seen Upgrade, Erin?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I heard really good things about it. And I guess we have to watch The Invisible Man, too. I guess that's on.
We'll have Erin back on first.
Yes, Erin! Back on! Yes! We already figured out how to record, so that's one problem down. So now there's no barrier in the way.
They're Australian filmmakers.
I didn't know James Wan's Australian, is he?
I didn't know. I knew Leigh Whannell was, but I didn't know James Wan was.
Oh. And
then I saw him speak. I was like, oh.
That's really weird. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought he was American.
Oh, no. They got inspired by The Blair Witch, Seven, and then Pi by Darren Aronofsky to make like a cheap movie. And they came up with the idea. I think James Wan was the one who did it, who was like, hey, what if we just had two guys chained to the wall in the bathroom, and there's a person who's dead in the center? And then gave that to Leigh, and then Leigh wrote the script.
Wow.
And they shopped it around. They had some hit or misses. They didn't really get too much. And eventually they shopped it to LA, and they said that this is good. And as they flew out, and they shot a like 8-minute short to showcase that they were not just writers, but also like filmmakers.
Yeah. Okay.
And they loved it. And they're like, all right, here you go.
Who is they?
The production studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because James Wan wanted to direct, and then Leigh wanted to star and write.
Oh, dang.
And they got their way.
The Hamilton method.
Wow.
Yes. Star and right.
Saw is our Hamilton.
Oh, good. The Hamilton of...
I need that on merch, like ASAP.
The Hamilton of torture porn. Saw.
Yeah.
It's just like Jigsaw putting his finger up on top of the saw blade.
I'll make it happen. Yeah, I just saw on the wiki too. I didn't read it, but scanning it, they tried to make it in Australia, and Australia was like, "Fuck no, we're not making this here." So then they came to LA, the land of dreams.
They made it for dirt cheap. They got Leigh Whannell. Carrie Ellis is from Princess Bride.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wesley, right? From Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also from Robin Hood, Men in Tights, of course.
Yes, a classic.
And then Tobin Bell plays Jigsaw, and then they also have Dan Glover, who's actor. He's been in stuff.
Okay, yeah, his name sounds so familiar, but I don't know what he's been in.
Lethal Weapon.
Okay. You knew I wasn't gonna know any of the movies, huh? Yeah, you're not even. Let's not even waste time.
So the bathroom scene is the only built set. They filled in a lot of the gaps of this movie, like after they filmed everything, and so they used like stills from the surveillance cameras and like newspaper clippings and stuff.
Oh, cool.
They pretty much like stylized it up.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, that's really unique. That's really good filmmaking." And they're like, "We had no money. We had to do
that."
And so yeah, James Wan had to like simplify a lot of his shots, and there's like a lot of this happened with Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, where it was like it gets this gritty realism to it.
Yeah.
Just because it's so sloppy, like it's simplistic, cut together, janky. The acting's they said they only get like 2 takes.
Oh shit!
At most.
Oh wow!
It's like you better be good.
Yeah, and you're like, can we get a third one? They're like, what movie do you think you're making?
Oh my god!
There's like towards the end, they're having like this big emotional moment, and they said that the set was being torn down as they were having.
Oh my god! God. No, that's so funny.
And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right. Shit. Is there anything that I should be worried about moving into it? Like anything from either of you? What do you guys think? There's anything not safe for Jaime in here?
Well, I don't know if Erin has a specific thing.
Yeah.
I just have not safe for Jaime, and it says all of it ?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that mainly it's like because they want to establish the whole who is Jigsaw, so they're going to show you some little flashbacks, little clips from a bunch of different shit before we get into the meat of the guys in the bathroom.
Ew, the meat of the guys in the bathroom, Erin!
Did not intend it that way, but I do stand by it.
Oh!
I do stand by that accidental pun.
Okay. There's some guy who's like making the next Saw movie and just like writing down all the taglines from Erin. He's like, oh, that's good.
People. Okay, alright. So, okay, I don't know.
How you feeling, Jaime?
I don't know.
How you feeling, Erin?
I am so excited.
Okay. Oh man. Alright, let's do it. Hey y'all, time for content warnings for Saw. Surprisingly, this movie is not the gore fest that I was anticipating, but we still want to warn for blood, gore, brief scenes of torture, and at the beginning, some poop. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be an adult where I can say poop without laughing, but there's some poop stuff. We are so excited to have Erin as our guest on the show this week. Since it is our job and your job to make the world a little less horrific, this week we donated to the Black Queer Rent Relief. Erin chose this cause. It's a fund that's run by Trans is Beautiful Apparel, and it helps Black queer people cover rent in this very difficult time. You can donate as we did directly to their Venmo, which is at Black Trans Rent Relief. And if you want to actually apply for some assistance, visit the Instagram at Trans is Beautiful Apparel and click the link in their bio. We will link on our Instagram account as well. Also, I'm sure every podcast you listen to is telling you to do this, but please fucking vote. If you need help figuring out how to manage your ballot or register or anything like that, you can just DM us on Instagram or Twitter and we will help you wherever you are. Hang in there, everybody. We're going to get through this somehow. Just like we got through Saw. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm recording now. This motherfucker, this fucking dude.
Hey, I have one question for Jaime.
What?
Have you seen Saw?
I see Saw now. Eric said I'm deep in the sauce, and I said sauce.
Oh, that's good. Hey, I have a question for you too, Jaime. You ready for the question?
What?
You ready for the question I have for you?
What?
Do you want to play a game?
Does he say that in this?
Oh my god.
He didn't even say it.
No, he did.
Did he? Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I didn't realize we had Jigsaw on the pod.
Oh my god!
Thank you so much,
Jigsaw
for coming on.
Thank you.
I know you're a busy man between
Kramer.
having like a clinical illness and setting up all your traps.
Yeah, shouldn't you be dead by now?
Yeah, I'm really good at multitasking and also task delegation. So
I like how your Jigsaw voice is just turned into a normal voice.
It was like a
Jigsaw voice
Kermit. Yeah.
I've ended up on horny Kylo Ren TikTok because I sent a TikTok to my sister mocking her because she thinks Adam Driver is really hot. And now the algorithm has decided I love wide boys too.
No.
So I'm deep in there, but this is the fucking Kylo Ren voice, dude. That's just all it is. What? Oh, it's okay. Yeah. I can't. Okay. This is the part where I summarize the film. Erin, do you want to summarize the film?
I want to hear how you can summarize it, because I mean, there's so many different plot threads going on that it's. And do you like how they showed you like the Flickr slideshow at the end of like 200 images from the film?
They're like, do you remember this? Yeah. Okay.
It was really good because I forgot everything.
Oh,
exactly. It's a good, helpful reminder.
Oh my god.
You can just watch the last 5 minutes.
First of all, the opening title was not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting that font. So they're in this bathroom and a guy wakes up in a bathtub and we find out his name is Adam, and then Wesley from Princess Bride is also there and his name is Lawrence, and they are both chained to the wall in the bathtub, and then they have a follow your heart whisper clue they have tapes. They have tapes for each of them, and they have a tape player, and there's a person in the middle of the room and their head is blown, like the back of their head is blown off and they're in a pool of blood. Okay. Yes. Eric's just staring at me. Is that right?
No,
okay, I'm worried I'm going to forget something. Okay. And okay. And then they each have clues, and then it says follow your heart, and then they find saws in the toilet tank. and then they each have a saw, and then eventually we find out that Lawrence is a doctor, and he got called in investigation of a murderer who was killing people, and his pen light was at the scene of the murder. And then we get these really, really silly flashbacks in like fast motion, shaky green light of people being killed in like pronkish ways, may I say. Ironic in ironic ways. And then there's always this like the Kylo Ren voiceover. And then there's like a little doll mannequin boy with like little swirlies on his cheeks, like a little puppet thing on the camera. And then Dr. Lawrence in a flashback meets the only victim who's escaped, who used to be a drug addict, and now she's like, oh, he helped me, whatever. So they call him the Jigsaw Killer. And then he's been taking jigsaw-sized pieces of flesh off of everybody. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
As a treat. Oh, yeah, Jigsaw can have a little skin as a treat. And then they're in the room, and then it turns out his wife and daughter are kidnapped, and his objective is to kill Adam, and Adam's objective is to what?
Kill
him. Is that right? Or
I think so.
Either his objective is to kill Gordon, or his objective is just to not die?
Get killed. Yeah, because he didn't get. He was just like, "Hey, you're a voyeur."
Hey, you either kill or get killed.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do? So yeah, but Lawrence's objective is to kill Adam, and they eventually get a lockbox that has a cigarette in it, and then he got the suggestion that you can kill. He has like a note that says you can kill someone, you don't have to kill someone with a gun. And so the idea is that he would use the poison in the blood of the guy who died to give him a cigarette to smoke. So then they stage Adam's death. They like whisper, and you see a guy watching on monitors. And then Adam pretends to die, but then Adam gets electrocuted and is obviously not dead. So then we find out that whoever's controlling can like interact with them in the room in that way. It is just an escape room. And then we were talking all throughout, me and Erin were talking all throughout about how all these are like lock-based puzzles and like key, what is it called? What is it? Like a
lock and key?
No, not lock and key, the other one that you spin around with the tumblers. I'm just forgetting the word for it, that you put on your gym locker. What is that called? It's just called a lock?
Combination.
Okay. I thought it was like the particular name of lock. No.
Like a dial?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. Like those, I can't do those. So I would just be dead. I would just be immediately dead. I forgot if there's a name or not. I guess not. I'm a little strung out. And while this is happening, there's also a detective and the partner who are the ones who are questioning Lawrence. And they end up fucking finding Jigsaw through good old-fashioned detective work in a convenient abandoned mannequin factory. And
one of many.
Town has one.
And there's this dude.
It's because the big mannequin corporation moved in and shut down all the mom and pop mannequin stores.
This is big mannequin propaganda.
Capitalism got him again.
He's the last small mannequin from the mom and pop stores, and that's why he's fighting back. Right, mannequins rise up. And there's a guy.
Also, you've seen the sequels.
Oh my god! There's a guy who's tied up, and he's gonna get drills through his head, maybe. And then the main detective guy is like, "Let's just see what he does," because he's like obsessed with him at this point. And the other guy's like, "No, let's fucking shoot him. Like we can hear him coming up." And then they don't. And then Jigsaw comes in, and they're like, "Put your hands up!" And then Jigsaw is able to start the contraption, so this guy's head is gonna get drilled. And then what? You're shaking your head?
It's just also convoluted.
I know. And then he's like,
speed through.
I'm trying. Okay, so basically he sets them up. They're able to stop the contraption, but then Jigsaw slits the throat of the main detective guy, and so then his partner goes after him. And then the partner trips a wire, and a bunch of shotguns are suspended from the hallway. How is Jigsaw like, I must step very carefully over this wire, I remembered. Just to,
He's very dainty.
He just had a bunch of fucking shotguns ready to go with a tripwire. That seems really risky in your own house.
You haven't seen the prequel, so it's fair. But he did.
Was a ballet dancer before this.
Yes, I was literally about to say that.
then the detective bud gets his head shot off, and then the other guy his throat is bleeding out, and he's like, no, my buddy, and then he goes crazy, and then we find out he gets discharged, and then he's like obsessed, and he thinks that it was the doctor that did it. He thinks Lawrence did it, so then he is staking out Lawrence's house, so he's across the street while he Saw in the window, the man acting as Saw in the window.
The man formerly
known as Saw, the artist, across the street while the wife is being held captive, and there's also a phone, and so then the daughter calls, and then the wife is like, this sucks, and then am I forgetting anything? No. Yeah. Okay. So then they find out. Okay, Adam. Fuck. This is so hard. Okay. Adam. The other guy in the room was like a PI. He was being paid to take pictures of Lawrence because Lawrence is cheating on his wife. We find out, big reveal, which I would like to say I clocked in the beginning because there was a lingering look at one of his what are they called? Doctors in training. That's not what they're called, but you know what? One of his med students had like a lingering look, and I was like, yeah, but he has marital problems. We get a flashback, and he is cheating on his wife, and so Adam was paid to take pictures of him by someone who we find out is the detective. If you're staying with us, great job. So that's what they find out. They find this out, and they have a timeline. They have like a deadline. So by 6 o'clock, someone has to die, basically, by 6 o'clock. He has to kill Adam by then, or his family will die, is what he says. So all that is happening. But fuck. The detective. No. Okay. The mom.
We're rooting for you.
They find out that the hospital, there's like a creepy janitor or something. I don't know what his job was, named Zed from the hospital.
It was weird. I want to interject because it was like he looked like the janitor. But then at one point, he's just like, oh, that's a sick patient.
Why did he know? Well, I guess he's the one cleaning the room up. So I guess he knows. Because
like, I gotta clean this guy's bedpans all the time.
I guess, yeah, because in the flashback, there's like, it's an inoperable brain tumor of this guy. And the Dr. Lawrence is trying to explain about the case. And then the janitor's like, yeah, I know that guy. And then we find out it's the janitor who is the one who is the wife and daughter captive. So then we're like, okay, the janitor's Jigsaw. That's wild. Okay. And then, what happens? I'm trying. So I know. I can't remember. Okay. So then Lawrence loses it. He's on the phone with his wife. Oh, the wife gets her hands untied. And so then Zed.
So old.
Zed. I'm trying. You said it. You're rooting for me.
You sound just as crazy as Jigsaw.
Okay. So Erin could have summarized it, but I'm the one who has to do it. The wife gets her hands untied, and then she's able to take the fucking gun, which is great, but then she doesn't immediately shoot him, and then she calls him on the phone. So stupid. The whole movie, I was like, shoot him. Shoot. He doesn't need kneecaps to go to jail.
I think this movie made Jaime pro gun.
Honestly, some of these movies, I'm already like, okay, look, if you're just going to do it, you got to do it. You know? No.
Go full in.
Yeah, no fucking around. So the wife, and then eventually he gets up, and then they're fighting, and then she stabs him with some scissors, and then Lawrence is only hearing gunshots back in murder room and screaming. So he's like, okay, my family's dead. So he just starts like weeping, but he doesn't know if they're dead or not. And so then he's finally like, forgive me, wife, I'm sorry. And then he saws his own foot off, which I did not think was actually going to happen. Saws his own foot off.
In a movie called Saw.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I was like, that's a
see that coming.
Chekhov's saw. No, I thought it was like a red herring. I was like, it's too obvious. He's not going to saw his foot off. He does saw his foot off, and the other guy's like, fuck! And then he's like, sorry, it's the only way. And then he shoots the other guy. The other guy falls down. He's like weeping on the ground. He's like, I did what you said, you bastard! And then Zed busts in, and he's like, okay, let me out of here. And then Zed's like, sorry, I gotta kill you. It's the rules. So he goes to kill Lawrence. And then the other guy, Adam, springs up. He didn't actually shoot him. He shot him in the shoulder. And so then Adam just like goes berserk on this guy with the tank of the toilet. He like pulls it off and smacks it over his head and big murders that guy. And then Lawrence is like, okay, I'm gonna go crawl away and look for help. Meh. Oh, the detective gets shot. At some point. Yeah, the detective gets shot by Zed before he gets there. Whatever. Detective's dead. Wife and daughter are fine. And so then Lawrence is crawling off with only one foot. And then Adam's like, this fucking sucks, no. And he's like looking for a key. And then I was like, okay, was this the plot twist? We only had a few seconds left. The body in the middle of the floor that we thought was the original poison guy gets up and he takes a prosthetic off of his head, Scooby-Doo style, rips his mask off, and he's not actually dead. That's Jigsaw. And then he's like, game over! And then he gets up and he closes the door, and Adam starts screaming, and he's by himself. And that is the movie. That was
beautiful job. That was wonderful.
Jesus. Am I missing anything?
No, that's perfect.
That was an hour and 48 minutes, so...
And it only took you 2 hours to summarize. This is our longest podcast yet.
Jesus.
They're trying to cram like 15 different plot lines in that movie. And it only gets more complicated in the sequels.
I have a hard time believing that. Okay, Erin, tell me what... Why this movie? Why?
So I will say that the first movie, definitely not my favorite of the series, because there are later on ones that definitely like do way more crazy plotline stuff and like give you
This wasn't enough. Actually, no. I want it to be more confusing. That wasn't enough for me. Actually.
The last minute plot twists in some of the sequels are way more insane.
Do you think they're good, or you like them because they're wacky?
Both.
Okay.
I admire the ability of the writers to somehow keep all this shit straight when they're writing it. I feel like they have the Charlie Day wall up. And
they're the detective.
25 different strings. Yeah.
Is it the same writers? Is it James Wan for the rest of them?
For the first 3, yeah, but then I don't know what happens in the other ones, if it is.
Lee Winnell, I think, wrote the first 3, and then they kind of started switching off.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Because this actually didn't feel... I was surprised it didn't feel that torture porny to me. Yeah. Yeah, it really didn't. I said to Eric, it felt like more of a thriller.
Yeah, they try to do. That's why I like it, because the storyline is very well thought out. It's a lot of like mystery stuff you have to figure out, which I think adds that element of good storytelling that makes it for the absolute gore that happens.
Like this fucking Memento ass.
Yeah,
stupid. Wow. Okay, what do you think, Eric? Why do you feel about this movie? Because you saw it a long time ago, right? Yeah. You haven't seen it recently.
No.
What did you think upon a rewatch? If you want to dunk, you have to dunk.
I don't like this movie.
Okay. That's okay. Now you know how I feel when we're super excited about a movie.
But this is our first guest. I want to impress Erin.
I think you can take it.
Never
mind.
Whether or not I like it?
No, if Eric doesn't like it.
Oh, I can understand not liking it. It's definitely, you can tell it's from 2004, like, from the second the movie starts.
Oh my god, it did crack me up quite a few times.
Like, the old phone, and the, you know.
No, not even that, like, the shaky cam on the lady with the bear trap. Sure.
I enjoy the fact that the editing style feels like they just put it in Microsoft PowerPoint and did all the slides.
That's what I said! I literally said this is one star wipe away from a PowerPoint.
Exactly! I love that it's like such random, strange film choices. Yeah. And I love how over the top and dramatic it is. And I love how both of them are just acting their little hearts out badly.
I thought it was like a real power play when he starts screaming, "I'll kill you, you bastard." And I'm like, that's a reverse Uno situation. Like, you are in his murder bathroom. You'll kill him? Great. Okay, so wait. So Jigsaw wasn't even monitoring the whole time. He just set up the other guy to monitor. And he was just listening on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that was revealed, I said to Eric, what if he farted? What would happen? What would happen?
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, how did he stay still the whole time?
He took some sort of, like, drug to slow his heart or something like that and make it look like he was dead.
Oh, okay, this is a Romeo and Juliet situation.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Eric looks baffled.
I don't think I've ever heard Romeo
It's a tribute to William Shakespeare.
Yeah, big fans.
That's at the end! They had that in that. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense.
Does it?
Well, you know,
it redeems the whole movie.
Is there anything, what didn't you like about it, Erin? Anything? We usually run through what we didn't like, what we did like, and then...
Okay, I think I don't like, and I think it's definitely more extreme in this one and not the other ones. The whole flash back and forward between the past and the present is very confusing. Like, I had definitely forgotten that the detective survived until the end, because I was like, yeah, man, he got his throat slit. He's dead.
Yeah, right?
I was very confused about that. I also...
He had a cool voice.
He did.
I forgot, like, 6 different things that happen, for sure. Because, I mean, as we've discussed, there's so many different fucking things happening that I still can't keep it straight. So yeah, I would say the strange editing choices do make me laugh, but I don't think they're good. And the plot line and the timeline gets very, very complex.
As I just lived out again in real time for you guys.
For sure.
With my verbal diarrhea. That was great. Yeah.
What's your favorite Saw?
I really like the second one, and I really like the third one. I feel like those have really good, like, at the very end, you figure out what all the connections are, even more so than this one. So I really like those 2 a lot. They also have really good traps.
Oh, all right.
So are the other 2 they're more trappy?
Yeah, for sure. And they don't just stay in one room the whole time. Well, they sort of do, but it's like you move through different parts of the room, so it's not as stationary.
I see. Okay. It sounds like the rest of them are very different movies than this one.
Yeah, they're definitely a more intense level of torture porn.
Yeah.
They just turn into, like, everyone thinks Saw is.
Exactly.
Okay. I will say I enjoyed the second half a lot more than the first half. I hated the first half.
Why'd you hate it?
The torture parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't, and I was trying to just, like, keep it all straight in the beginning. But I think when they, like, lay the groundwork, then the movie can be like, okay, all right, let's get into it, you know? Yeah. But, like, in the beginning, I was just like, it's too much. Yeah, I didn't. I think the parts I liked least about it were the torture parts. Surprise! No one is surprised. Yeah, I didn't like them. They were really stressing me out.
Parts.
Are they?
No.
Oh. What about you, Eric? Anything notable that you were like, just didn't? What didn't you like on the second rewatch?
Wait, me?
I did say Eric, but your guys' names are almost the same name.
Okay, just making.
Eric, what didn't you? What about it? What didn't you like about it?
It's just it's very 2004.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think it's too dated?
Yeah, it's like there's a thing about 2000s that just doesn't age well. I think the 90s had a little bit of this too. Like there's something about like the 70s and the 80s. It just ages finally.
I think they're like stylized enough that you can be like, oh, I understand the aesthetic here, but like 2000s, what's the aesthetic? It's like,
I mean, this is very stylized. It's just a bad style.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
it's just like somewhere in the 90s, grunge to killed style, and so then they were just like, fuck, we don't look bad. We don't wear baggy clothes.
Yeah,
suits.
Lawrence was weeping on the floor about his family, and then I was like, man, that guy's jeans are so baggy.
I just spent his morning over his family.
When the younger cop got killed, I was like, he has no ass. His pants are so large.
Where is the dead man's ass, is what Erin wants to know.
That's my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Dead man's ass.
Wait, that's a good idea. That's got to be a porn parody somewhere.
Oh, I hope so.
I think once the movie moved into like being, I think the second half was a lot more thrillery than the first half. The first half I could not figure out what they were doing. I was just like, is this torture-y? Is this not? Is this... I understood how they were setting it up, kind of, but I was just like, it didn't feel tricky enough. They weren't even doing shit. I would be a lot more panicky in the room. They kind of just were hanging out for a while.
Yeah,
you know?
The boys.
Yeah, I was like, get it going, guys. Pop it off. Like, the one guy had time to be snarky and, like, do his fun little quips. Yeah. I'm like, I hate this dude. I did say they both have very strong anti-mask energy. because they're like, the one guy would be like, society, man, you know? And then the other guy is like, you're making me do this for this, this, and this, and that goes against. He was mad he was violating his privacy when the guy was
To clarify for the listeners, we're going through a pandemic right now.
Oh, yeah, in case you forgot.
They're not anti-Jim Carrey's The Mask. Probably love that movie.
No, they probably both love that movie.
Who doesn't?
Erin, tell us more, because you told us a little bit in the beginning.
Dish it out.
Yeah, so I think the main reason why I like certain horror movies and thriller movies and true crime stuff is because of the way the very complex plot comes together at the end.
So you're a true crime fan, actually. I didn't know that.
Definitely not like a true crime fan in like the weird podcast genre of true crime.
Not like a creep, not like a fucking
No,
pervert.
I am not. No, I'm not a creep.
I thought we just established that. How far into the podcast?
I enjoy like the detective work type of true crime.
You're a shoe.
ACAB, obviously, but I do enjoy that genre of media.
Mindhunter?
Yeah, I do enjoy Mindhunter stuff.
Okay.
Also, fuck the FBI, but fictionally and on Netflix, I like it.
We all have to muddle our way through this world. I think you're allowed.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Fictional cops are sometimes my guilty pleasure, and I think that's okay. But yeah, I like the way all the plot comes together at the end. I like all the weird intertwined storylines that you suddenly find out why they're important. I like being able to rewatch something and be like, I missed that clue the first time I saw it. And I enjoy how Saw does that, but still has a bunch of over-the-top gore that I find sort of funny because I watched it a lot.
Nice. Okay. You've just been able to be like, wow.
Did you feel like you picked up on anything during your third viewing?
Yeah, I think third viewing for this one. I think I've seen all the other ones 4 times, though. Yeah, I think just remembering how complex it is to try and keep all the storylines straight, like, especially when you do what I did and you marathoned all 7 movies in 48 hours.
I can't imagine what the inside of your brain looked like, dude.
Oh my god, it's so confusing. It's so confusing.
It was the second when they clipped through everything at the end. That's just
actually
your brain.
what Inside Out 2 is going to be about. It's going to be Erin's mind.
And there's just 10 little guys running around screaming.
And everything's on fire. I can't even imagine. Okay.
So would you recommend people watching this movie about like 3 times?
Jaime. If you do it like run it back 5 times, then I think you're good. I think you get the maximum benefits once you've seen it multiple times.
Like, hold those last 2. Like, when you're about to hit the 5th one, savor that, because after that, it's downhill.
Yeah, because literally, in the first one, the first half of the movie, all I was thinking about was how miserable I would be if I was that person. Because what would he be like? He's like, you're not appreciating your life. You have anxiety. And I'd be like, how is this helping, bud?
Yeah, Jigsaw does not think mental illness is a real thing at all.
Oh my god. You texted me that he's one of those guys who's like, you just need to be happier. Have you ever thought about just being happy? Also, like, if you have a fucking brain tumor and you're like, how did he get out of the hospital?
Dude, that's a good question. I have no idea.
How does he have time to set up all these traps? Like, if you're, they were talking about it like it was like real serious. Like he's spending his time on Earth doing this.
Just wait for the sequels. When you give your main villain a brain tumor, what do you do?
Oh shit! I can't. Yeah, I fucking hate this dude. I thought he was so lame. Like, also, literally any person could be in there. There's no one who does he think is worthy of?
No one.
Him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I really was right about Death Note. Kind of.
Mm-hmm. And he has big Thanos energy, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyone with a god complex is this fucking guy. Yeah. I was not impressed with him. He's a really serious ass looking old guy. I think it's wild we got to see his face in this movie, though. I think it's actually pretty cool. But I don't think they were anticipating a sequel for this.
I mean, they were barely anticipating
That's
this
what
movie
I'm saying.
to get made.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any after the movie? Anything?
Oh, yeah. You can move into that.
Yeah.
First off, the UK tagline was, "Dare you, Seesaw?"
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was.
Eric was actually on their marketing team. He was a prodigy. He was very young.
It was 8 years old.
Yeah. Tiny Eric in a suit just puts his fist down on the table.
And I was
goes,
like, I want to go to the seesaw. Like, what'd you just say?
Brilliant! Oh my gosh. Okay.
So the aftermath. They were picked up by Lionsgate.
Okay.
Actually, right before they showed it at Sundance. And like James Wan and Lee Winnell were like freaking out and having their own anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
And then it was a huge hit, which is wild.
Yeah,
I love how like this
this would do well at Sundance.
Because we talk about too how this is dated.
Yeah.
But at one point it wasn't.
Yeah, this was like the freshest, hottest shit.
Somebody saw this and they're like, damn. I want that in my theater. It was made for $1.2 million and made $103.9 million.
Damn.
So I made a lot of
nice.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a viral marketing campaign for this because it's early 2000s, so you got to do it. So they had like a website and blog for it.
Okay.
They made a fake news report about the Jigsaw killer.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was wild. They just let people do that shit.
What?
Back in the day, they just let people do that.
It was fun back then.
Yeah. Now it's
9/11
like
did happen, but
QAnon.
like the serial killers were
yeah.
And they also did a blood drive.
Okay.
Which actually is a positive thing because they donated a bunch of money, like a bunch of blood, and saved like a bunch of lives.
Did they get something if you donated blood? Did you like get?
Yeah, you got a ticket to see the movie. I think,
I
right?
didn't know that part.
That's a way to That's a way to fill your theater up.
Yeah,
that's very smart. Everyone should do that.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like what we do for the pod.
Yeah, exact same thing.
Makes you appreciate your life more, huh?
Oh my god!
As it went on, it got like a lot more convoluted. There's 8 sequels, or no, there's 7 sequels.
Yeah, so 8 total. Okay.
8 total. They did actually, wait, no, 8 sequels because they made 7 in this one, and then they made Jigsaw, and now they're coming out with Spiral, which is with
with Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. I'm so excited, and I was supposed to go see it on opening night, but then coronavirus canceled it.
Didn't come out. It hasn't like come out during the Rona times.
No, it's gonna come out next year.
They're like, this is gonna be the one.
This is gonna save us.
Well, we will see it with you in theaters now.
Oh my god, no! This is the first movie we get to see at the end of Rona.
Thank God.
It's Spiral. Is that a prequel? Is it
a post?
It's about the little mannequin in his dreams.
How many Saw tattoos do you have, Erin?
Oh God, I am so grateful that I was a child back when getting fandom tattoos was a popular thing.
Dude, yep.
Because I cringe to think about what kind of dumb shit I would have tattooed on myself.
Oh my God, top fandom tattoo if you could have gotten a tattoo when you were 12.
Oh, I would have gotten a Supernatural tattoo, and then I would have hated for the rest of my life. Yeah,
I wanted like a full back piece of angel wings, not even from Supernatural. I just thought it would look so sick.
I just found out you're a trap, Erin. Saw's gonna give you a Supernatural tattoo.
Would be like, tattoo this on your leg.
Get the tattoo or die.
Eric, what would yours be? You don't think you're getting away from that one, do you?
No, I did. Jamie was like who's like wouldn't like who like because everyone would have something.
Yeah.
And I said I'm perfect. He would just put me in the chamber and be like, you did great, Eric.
No, what would your cringy tattoo be?
My tattoo. I thought you meant my torture chamber.
No.
Like cringy Deadpool.
Oh no. Deadpool right on your face.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little Deadpool like pointing at your mouth, being like,
the chimichangas.
Erin, what would your trap room be? Do you know? I know you've thought about it.
It would definitely be something horrifying, like having to do with my feet or my eyeballs, just because that's what scares me the most.
Is there like eyeball stuff in the other movies?
Fuck,
Eric! If there's a Jigsaw, we've given them so much material on this podcast. Dude.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
We gotta hide this recording, man. They're gonna
the rest of them, Erin, all of them. We talk about explicitly what we're afraid of. Mine would be like the concept of fate.
Oh god, they just put you in a room, there's a giant word fate written on the wall. He's like, stare at this.
Oh no, that's Eric making me watch these movies.
Yeah,
it's already happening.
The puppet comes
on. This is Eric's villain origin story. Is this podcast?
Hey Jamie,
okay,
think about it.
Okay, really makes me think. Oh man, I'm really stressed out about Jigsaw. Jigsaw, if you're listening, I know you're a fan of the show.
Actually, hey, it's me.
Eric and I are scared of good movies. So
what?
We're scared of good movies, so make us watch some of those, and then we're free to go.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, I have to watch Selling Sunset.
You know what I'm really scared of? Spas.
I'm scared of getting a fucking break. You know,
I'm scared of having my rent paid for me.
Yeah, I'm scared of my student loans being destroyed.
Oh god!
Them being destroyed would destroy me.
You know what's like a terrifying location? Hawaii.
Fantasy Island would like to have a word with you.
Oh no.
Ay. Okay. I think this movie is like not what I was expecting at all. And I think it's very weird. I think it's a very weird movie. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I think I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it.
Oh.
But I still did not like it that much.
Do you have any interesting facts about this movie that you know, Erin?
So I actually found out the blood drive thing like last night. The whole movie to get blood drive thing. I don't think I have.
That's okay. All you have to do is bring your heart and your brain.
And I did.
And your tiny tricycle to the podcast, and you did that. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think my my sweet spot is supernatural horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think I enjoy those a lot.
Then I have a show for you.
Fuck me! God damn it!
I have the supernatural tattoo.
I tried to watch Supernatural and it really freaked me out. I hated it. I watched the first part of the first episode when the mom lights on fire, and I was like, "How can they put this on TV?" And then I stopped watching it.
Fair.
Yeah, it freaked me out. Yeah, I think supernatural horror movies are like my shit.
Supernatural's like a gateway horror thing.
You think?
I don't know, Erin.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more common. And I feel like also because it's supernatural, people are less likely to be as scared because they know it's not real. Right. So yeah, I would agree.
Oh, I thought you meant Supernatural the show again.
No, I was.
Oh, you did? Oh, I thought you meant... Okay, I thought...
We're still talking about the show.
No, I thought you were talking about that.
That's like a gateway.
Talking about the genre, but that makes sense.
You put two pretty boys, right?
Yeah.
That's and
True.
Ghosts.
It's a gateway to being gay and also scary things.
And doing crimes.
Yes.
Did you watch Hannibal?
I only just now started watching it with Abby, and I really like it.
It's a treat. The first season, enjoy it because the rest of it is not as good at all.
Yeah.
But it suffers from the Korra effect because it was getting on threat of cancellation every season.
Aww.
So it didn't ever get to develop. But the first season is like perfect. I think honestly, watch the rest obviously, but if you just watch the first season as its own thing, it's delightful.
Yeah.
I watched Hannibal in high school, which I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, good job.
That's before I was like severely mentally ill. So that was in the before time, so I was able to handle it. But I think I could watch it again now. Were you a member of Super Hulock?
I enjoyed all three of those things, but I don't think I was annoyed.
That sounds like you
and I didn't like them all together at all.
I like everything except Supernatural.
We're gonna put you in your torture device, and we're like, say that you're Super Hulock.
My torture device is literally making me read 2013 Tumblr. I'm not even kidding. Like,
yep,
horrifying.
Fuck. Okay. We gotta rate this movie. If we're rating this movie on scariness, I'm gonna give it a 3.5? 3.5.
Okay.
So, like, it wasn't pleasant. And it is... I think it moves from being suspenseful into kind of being goofy towards the end. You're just like, what the fuck? But the plot twist, I think, is very good. I did really enjoy that plot twist right at the end. But like the gore moments were still like not my favorite thing. So 3.5. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a solid 3. It's right in the middle. It definitely wasn't my favorite thing we've watched, but it wasn't my least favorite. And I think the second half really redeemed the first half for me, because the first half I was just like, no, just the whole, I was like either confused or I was being grossed out. Or I was laughing at the effects. But I like, I think the setup took kind of a long time, but the last half was just like, what the fuck? But I enjoyed that about it. And it really did surprise me, and I didn't think it was going to.
That's good.
Yeah.
What would you rate it, Erin?
Yeah, what would you rate it?
I would say compared to the other Saw movies, I would give it like a 1 or a 2 for scare factor.
Oh, I was like, whoa, okay.
And in terms of quality, I would probably give it a 4. I definitely think it's one of the better ones in the series. And yeah, the twist, fantastic. It's very good.
It is really good. The twist is really good. I was just like, there's no fucking way, and he did it.
Would you say this is one of the Saw movies would be one of your favorite horror movies, or what is your favorite horror movie?
I feel like I like a lot of the newer horror movies now. Like, I loved Midsummer. I loved Us. I literally can't think of any other horror movies right now. But yeah, I wouldn't say that Saw is like my favorite. I do like them a lot, but I'm definitely not going to claim that it's like, wow, this is a quality film. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that. No, that's great. I think what you said too about it not being like rapey or jump scary is actually really good.
Yeah.
So that's why it didn't feel like a horror movie so much. It just felt like kind of a gory thriller procedural a little bit, which I think is good. I appreciate it for doing that. It doesn't feel like this would spark off what it became to me. That doesn't seem right. It seems confusing how that happened. It seems like, you know what it kind of seems like, Eric? It's like in Halloween, how they made this one movie and then everyone like was like, okay, they had sex, murder them, got it. And they just took that and then they ran with it and then they made this they just made a ton of like bad slashers. It feels like the same kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's most like horror, like movies, like it's just movies in general. That's what always happens. The studio's just like, this is why people like it for the gore and the plot twist. So we gotta keep doing that.
Yeah,
we gotta amp it up.
I don't think that happens. I think it happens a lot more dramatically in horror than anything else, though, because I think maybe horror is more unique than any other genre.
I think we're seeing that a lot with like superhero. It's genre films. That's
okay,
what I would
that
say.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I'd say genre films. Once one is successful, everything else is trying to do that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, that's what happened to this. That's what happened with Halloween itself. Turned into like a spoof slasher of itself.
Oh, and the rest of the series?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
we'll get there eventually. Have
I
you seen Halloween, Erin?
I've only seen the first one, yeah.
Kicked my ass, dude. But this didn't, I thought this was kind of going to do that. I felt really icky watching the first half of this movie, and then the second half I was like, all right, let's go, I guess. Let's fucking go, little tricycle man. So I think that's to the movie's credit that it was like, okay, we need to set up the whack shit that is about to happen in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they did it.
A lot of shit to establish right off the top.
Yeah, Eric and I were talking about if this was a play, I think it would be really sick. Because all you would need is like 3 different stages or even 3 areas of your stage, and one is for flashbacks, one is for...
Oh, that's so smart. Yeah.
One is for like the detective and wife, and then the one is the main set. And that
and
could
we're
be
bringing
so
you
sick.
on as a producer.
On the musical. I need to see it happen.
Can you give us a sample?
Oh, God. No.
Okay, work on it. We'll have you back on for Saw 2.
Perfect.
Electric Boogaloo. And you can bring your parody music game.
Oh, yeah. I'll sing a song at the top. I'll sing a song at the end. Perfect.
This is on the record.
You can just rip off Hamilton.
Erin, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are a delight, and thank you for talking about this whack-ass movie with us.
Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I did tag you. Oops.
I'd like to plug that everyone should wear a mask and also stop eating out at restaurants.
Yes.
I'd also like to plug the fact that all cops are bastards and the government sucks. And yeah, you could definitely tag my Instagram.
Okay. After all of that.
Why not?
And that's the end of the show. As always, thank you for listening, and please leave us a review if you haven't already. And also follow us on Instagram at HoroscopePod with 1D or at Twitter at HoroscopePod with 2Ds. Your horoscope for the day is: you will soon grow closer to a stranger thanks to a shared experience.